Hello, this is Michael, and welcome to the Metaphysical Journey. I want to begin by apologizing to my followers, the people that have been so faithful to me. I appreciate you. I haven't posted in some weeks. To be honest, I just have not felt well, and I'm not feeling that great still. But this evening, and it's very late right now. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, actually. I just feel really drawn to do this reading. I don't know why. We're going to find out. I've not done one like this before. I am going strictly on intuition, and it's a collective read. It's timeless, I guess. I didn't set any time frame, and I started by, the general question of what does spirit want us to know, and I was corrected in that. And we're going to go a different route with this, and you'll see what I mean. I'm going to pull from six different decks actually for this. So it'll be probably kind of lengthy, but we'll see what comes up. So instead of what does Spirit want us to know, I am pulling from Soul Cards 2, and this is a deck by Deborah Koff-Chapin. There are no words or anything on these pictures. And what I'm going to do is pull a card and hold it up. And the question is, what does your higher self want you to know? So we're going to intuit these cards together, and each of you you'll pick up something for yourself. And then so this first card will set the tone for that. And then after that, the cards that follow should, if everything goes right, they should match that and give the answer that you need. Here's one right here. All right, let's see what we get. So I'm going to hold it up to the screen and see what you get. All right, what does your higher self want you to know? This is the image. We have a person there. I'm going to give what I received from it and see how this goes for you. But we have a person there, obviously, and there's a snake, and it's coiled, and they are kind of having a stare down with that snake. Now, notice their head, it's very lit up, so there's connection there. So I definitely pick up that they're following intuition and they're following higher guidance. And their eyes aren't closed, so they're not in a meditative state. They are staring straight at it. So they see it for what it is. They see the snake, the serpent, and it's coiled. And you notice how big that snake is. That snake could easily wrap around that person and, strangle them if it wanted to, but the person is staring at the snake. Now, what is that in the stomach? It's just, I guess it's just a little artwork or something. But notice how their hands are. They're not in a defensive posture at all. They have their hands kind of folded one over the other. It's almost as if one hand is holding the other one down, as if they're going to slap the snake or something, but they're holding themselves down. So this is a stare off. They're facing the enemy, the serpent, the deceiver. They're seeing something. So this is the first to set the tone of what our higher selves want us to know, however you interpret whatever message you get from that. Following this up, I want to pull from a deck called What We've Forgotten by Amy Miranda. And this card should give a little more clarity, kind of to hone it in a bit on the topic area related to what our higher selves want us to know. So when you saw the person with the serpent, let's see if we can fine tune that a bit with a card from this deck. Pull from the top. I'm going to cut it and then pull from the top. And here we go. Transfiguration. Now that does make sense because, snakes go through a shedding period, but there's a transfiguration happening. There's a change. And then if you look in this card, you'll see they're staring into a ball, a globe, gazing at it. And inside of that, there is a whole there's some little process taking place where it's lit. And so they're holding the transformation in their hand. Now, in the first card, you'll notice they were holding their hands down. So they're definitely in this card showing some restraint, but again, their head, it's lit up. So it kind of goes with this one. So this is a divine timing type of thing. This is a change that this person is going through. And it's possible, it is possible that ah, maybe they used to be the snake and they transformed into a human or something. It's hard to say, or they may be looking at their old prior self, but there is transfiguration taking place. I'm going to pull a couple of cards to even narrow the transfiguration down a bit more. And I'm going to pull from the Illuminated Earth Oracle. And this is by a person whose name is not on the box. I don't use that deck very often, as you can tell. All right, I'm going to pull two cards. I think two. Two. One that came out. And we have another right there. And these two cards are these, excuse me. Okay. Blocked accomplishment. Blocked accomplishment. So see what you get from those. So transfiguration, the change that may be taking place is that what I'm receiving on this one is that you may have been blocked for a long time. There may have always been something that was kind of stopping you from moving forward and accomplishing what you wanted to do. So your dream or your goal or whatever. And this transfiguration that's happening, this change is starting to open those doors so that you can move forward. And just as in the first card where he's staring at um, the snake can represent so many things, however that resonates with you. But seeing it for what it is and making the decision that that's not where you want to be anymore. That's not what you want strangling you, so to speak, that you want to move forward in freedom. And in order to do that, you probably have let a lot of stuff go. And that's a very common theme that we talk. I've talked about it a lot, but everyone talks about that. Letting go of the stuff that just it's not you anymore. You've changed. You're not the same person. If you used to be a snake, you're not any longer. And you also aren't allowing other snakes in your life anymore. You are moving forward. And this blocked accomplishment, where is it? Here we go. Sorry, I have too many decks out here. Blocked accomplishment. It could be that what was blocking you was, if you look at this card a little more closely, it's these stones. And you've possibly been carrying them around in like your little life backpack or something, but carrying them around, but also could be other people that have just been blocking you, different energies and people telling you, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, and just not being supportive of you. And unfortunately, you probably were listening to them and you were believing them, but you're ready to just throw those stones out and lighten your load and move forward because you do have accomplishment. Now you'll notice on this one, you have a person and there's a rabbit on their shoulder, and rabbits represent many different things, but fertility is definitely one of them. But new ideas and just something entirely new. You'll notice his head is kind of lit up as well. There's a light behind it. So this accomplishment, I think that what your higher self wants you to know is that you can do this. You've already been manifesting it. You can pull that rabbit out of the hat and create like a magician whatever you want to do. You have to just believe in yourself and move forward and not allow yourself to be blocked by other people. And actually it's not other people necessarily. It's you. It's your mindset. It's you are thinking possibly, I'm not good enough. I don't have enough education. I don't have whatever it is. Everyone has a different list that we allow ourselves to block ourselves by doing that. We talk ourselves out of anything positive that's coming because we think, yeah, I'm just not ready. Or we're afraid of what's going to happen and we don't want to really face the unknown. So we just we're comfortable where we are. We've learned to accept that. And that acceptance has made that the status quo. But your higher self is wanting you to know that is not the status quo because that is not who you are as a light being. That's not what your life is meant to be. Your life is meant to be how you choose it to be and what you manifest for yourself, as well with the purpose that you have in this life of whatever you came here to achieve. In order to do that, you are going to have to move forward and let go of the barriers and the blocks that are keeping you down because that's stopping you from doing what you're meant to do. You set this up before you came to this earth that you knew what you wanted to achieve. And so now you're here and maybe you haven't achieved that and your higher self knows that and it's giving you all these cues and clues saying, look at this, look at this. And so right now, I think that the thing that's stopping the transfiguration is the transfiguration to accomplishment and to doing what you need to do is you are being blocked. And that's by yourself, but also by other people. They do not want you to move forward and achieve great things because they're not doing that. And they want you to stay in the status quo where you've always been because you're more comfortable. As I said in a reading I did in the past, you're not only more comfortable to them, you're more easily controlled by them. And they want you to stay where you are. That's not what you're meant to do. You are meant to shine and do great things because as you do that, you are going to also be showing everyone around you because they're going to see it and they're probably already seeing it. You're going to be showing them all around you that they can do it too. And you're giving them permission to step out there and do it. If one person's successful, and that person is you, other people are going to want to be successful as well. So really look and think about what is blocking you. If you have a goal or a dream, what is stopping you? Um, Make a list or something and say, how do I get through this? And because this is being brought to all of our attention, that means it is time for us to deal with it. And if our higher self wants us to know this, our higher self is connected to the universal consciousness. We have a huge support network ready to help us when we ask them to do that. Um, so moving forward, I want to pull from, and don't even ask me why, I was just drawn to it. Seasons of the Witch, the Samhain Oracle. Now, Samhain is the end of October, so it's next month, but it's never too early to plan ahead, right? So I'm going to pull a card from this. We may pull two on this one too. I'll see how this goes. Um, no, we're going to pull two. I'm told we're going to pull two. Okay. So here's card one and cut it and card two. Here we go. Let's see what we get. The first one is elders. It says, birthed from seed within the belly of the moon. They are the wise felt touches over our hearts and felt deep within the marrow of our spirit. And the elders are our ancestors and also the wise people around us. And we have to be very cautious with that because a lot of the things that you're trying to achieve and do, it's really best if you're very secretive about it because it does keep the condemnation away from you. But there are people that are your elders that can be very supportive, but you have to choose them wisely. But on this one, what I am really pulling in on this are the ancestors. They are the ones that are going to help you. And the next card we got is healer. And this one, let me read it real quick. It says, listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth. A river of mercy blessed by mother, seen only by those who hold her mirror. So a healer. I believe that the elders or the ancestors are here because it's it is possible for some of you, you are actually healing family patterns, things that need to be broken. And those could be the blocks that you're facing from accomplishment, because it could be some stuff that's a carryover. And it's time for this to be healed. And the ancestors may be there working with you to try to do that. Because once that's removed, you've achieved one of the things you set to do in this life. And that definitely opens you up for all kinds of wonderful things. So it could be an ancestral type of healing pattern that you are working on and moving through. And that can be something that definitely is the basis of a limiting belief. Let's say if it's around money, for example, or just success. And it's time for you to be the one that breaks that and moves through it. But also, too, with this, with the healer, is that there is probably shadow work or something to be done. And we're always doing shadow work. So that's not unusual, as long as we don't get trapped in it, because that can be a trap. And it also can be a huge distraction. Going back to the card about being blocked, sometimes the distractions in our life are what block us. Because we just take so much time, or again, we start thinking, I need more information. I need to take this class or buy this book, et cetera, learn more and more and more. And it just really bogs us down. So, advice for moving forward is realize that there are people there to help you. There is assistance there, whether it's physical or spiritual side of the veil. It's there for you. All you have to do is ask. And then that's part of healing. And it's very possible that maybe one of the things you're meant to do is be a healer, or you are a healer, and you've realized that, and you want to move forward, and you're feeling like you're blocked by, I'm thinking it's a fear in your minds you have of people may make fun of you, or they're going to laugh at you and not take you seriously. And we would all have thoughts like that, especially if, remember that this is a transfiguration that's taking place. So it's like the phoenix bursting into flames and then coming back as a new bird. That our old life and the snake that we used to see ourselves as, we're not that anymore. We're a new creature entirely. And that new creature has new skills and abilities, and a purpose and a mission. So it's time that we stop worrying about what people are going to think, and we step forward into what we're now destined to do. And it may be 180 degrees from what we were before. It doesn't matter. People are going to laugh, they're going to talk, whatever they're going to do, they do that anyway. You have to move forward and not let that stop you. Wow, that's interesting. Um, the last one, the next to the last card, is from a deck called Unshakable Inner Peace. And this is by Sharon Kaiser. And this is going to be kind of the advice from spirit card. So the Seasons of the Witch was moving forward, and this is kind of advice from spirit, something, hopefully a confirmation for what we've received in the cards before. And I hope that this is working for you, that you are receiving something from the cards for yourself. So, all right, cut it and pull the first card. And we get this one. You create your own reality. What you want wants you to. What do you want to experience? That is beautiful. And it goes so well with this one about the transfiguration. And also the very first one of what our higher self wanted us to know about the person and the snake. We do create our reality. It's up to us however we choose to do that. And what do you want that to be for you? What are your goals, your dreams? It's important to know those. Write those down and journal about those or something, but at least know what they are. Outline them and define them, put them into writing, and really think about those. Put a lot of emotion and thought into it. And then talk to your spirit team on that one. Say, hey, this is what I want to do. I really feel strongly about this. Please help me do this. And you will be amazed and surprised the synchronicities that start to happen all around you, where things are just laid in your path for you to step onto and follow and move forward. If there's a question that you ask about anything, if you can ask the question, they can provide the answer. Sometimes the answers aren't what we want or what we expect or what we even understand. But with time, everything does make sense. So you create your own reality. No one else, you. So the last card is Crystal Message Cards by Valencia Chan. And I've used this deck, I think, once or twice, maybe, and it's been many, many months. So I'm going to pull a card to see how this kind of ties in. So far, in my mind, these are working really well. So that's just me, but so all right. And I pulled the front one, and this is Emerald Prosperity. Now, awesome. It says Emerald, a heart chakra crystal, opens you up to the abundance of the universe. Remember, you can create whatever you want, as long as what you want is your heart's desire. Emerald will help you attract it into your life. It connects you to the frequency of divine love. And, the head was all lit up. There's a lot of divinity going on there. And reminds you that you are worthy and deserving of prosperity and success. An affirmation that they give is, I have a prosperous mindset. I know that I live in an abundant universe and that I will flourish, grow, and succeed. Emerald, a stone to learn from. We'll put it that way. A message from the emerald just for you. I hope these cards have resonated and given you some encouragement to move forward in your life and whatever you're facing right now. I do realize that it's been a very challenging time for almost everyone with the different energy things, the changes that you're going through, the transfiguration and transformation. And it's like you've stepped into a brand new life. And as I've said in a reading before, it's a new chapter of the story of your life. And it's a chapter that you have to write. So there's nothing to go on. And the more that you push aside the opinions and thoughts of others, that allows you the space to create what you want for yourself because you are the creator of your reality, of your universe, of your world. Take it very seriously because if it gets messed up, that's on you. You have the option to create the most beautiful script and storyline for your life because you are a powerful creator. You're here for a reason, a purpose. It's time to really take that into consideration and start moving forward with that. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, what anyone else says. It's about what you want for you. Thank you so much for following me on the metaphysical journey, and I hope that you all have a really amazing day on purpose because you matter, you make a difference, and I appreciate you so much for being here. Bye.